Gamers, gamers, gamers. Hello, it's me. Mike's not here today because he's on vacation in Portugal, seeing loved ones and family and his GF, which is very, very nice. So I'm afraid you are just stuck with me today. But the Berlin OBT has released, and there's lots of new stuff to have a look at, which is pretty nice. I haven't played anything yet. I don't really know all of the specifics of the new update, but I have a general idea, so hopefully we can have a look through together and see what there is to see, effectively. How are you all doing? Have you had some chances to play the new campaign yet? Because, I managed to get my way through the campaign, unlock some of the new stuff, but I basically just took them into the practice range. Haven't played them in battle yet, so we'll see how that all goes. In the meantime, I learned a new word for bread just now. I was on an artisan bread website. I don't know why I was on that. It's from La Brea, so the bakery in La Brea, and there's a word for a baguette in French that's like batard, and I thought that was quite funny. So I've been obsessing over that for the last sort of minute and a half. So that's been a pleasant bit of time, I suppose. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. There was a button on Google that will like say it out loud, but if I would have pressed that, you would have the kind of, emotional enlisted music supplemented by the Google man saying that, which perhaps but would not be the best thing in the world. Anyway, how about we have a look at the game? So this is the new, Russian campaign chain in the Battle of Berlin. And I think we should probably have a quick look at some of the new stuff. I believe this was the last level before, level 15, I want to say it was. I remember this one in the PPSH box being some of the last ones here. So the Act 3 I'm interested in, because it's not exactly the most well-suited aircraft in terms of CAS in any way, the Act 3. No suspended armament, literally just the one 20mm and the 250 cals. So nothing incredible there, but as a fighter, very, very good. Very late aircraft, the Act 3. Great low-altitude maneuverability, a little bit fragile in terms of the flaps, but you can do some pretty good work with something like this. So I'll be interested to see how this actually performs. Next, we have the flamethrower regiment, which this is the same flamethrower that's on Moscow. So nothing intensely exciting there. I mean, now they do have a flamethrower troop for Berlin, which is quite nice. As well, a lot of it is close quarters, so that's definitely a plus to have. But not really too much, I guess, to say about that. Tactical sip there. Next with the DPM. I don't really know much about this. From what I understand, it's basically the DP27, but with some light upgrades to it. I believe the recoil is supposed to be a little bit better, but I haven't played it myself yet, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But it's interesting. I didn't really know this was a thing. I don't know why I didn't know it was a thing, because I also wrote the news post that spoke about it, so maybe my brain just sort of has a leak somewhere. Next we have the IL-2M Type 3. Haven't used this one in Enlisted. I'm not sure exactly what the suspended armament it gets is, because I think it probably is different to War Thunder. I think in War Thunder it can carry the 4 RBS 132 rockets and 4 100-kilogram bombs. I don't know if that loads the same. If it is, very, very good. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty decent, effective ground attacker, because you have the 23mm guns, which are great in knocking out tanks, aircraft alike. Really, really powerful. Very rugged construction. I mean, you don't need me to tell you all about the IL-2, It's the IL-2. So that's going to be cool as well. Oxy, no death shirt. Yeah, I don't know what this says. It's got like a koi carp on it. I think. Can I stand up? Oh, why did I say that? Of course I can stand up. It's got like some sort of general fish on it. I'm hoping it's not one of those. You have those like shirts that are sold in kind of Asian markets and stuff, and they have like English text on them, and sometimes it means something like dreadfully offensive. I hope I'm not wearing some kind of comment on my shirt. Hopefully it just says, I don't know, love and peace or something equally stupid, but we'll see. Tom, in the teaser months ago, it showed the IS-2 and Tiger II as playable tanks, but they're not in the open beta. Yes, so, given the nature of progression in Enlisted, and especially this campaign, as it is very, very early in development, there's always room for more vehicles to come down the line. Just because they're not here now, in the same way that the STG-44 was in previous beta tests, and it's not here yet, it's not unlikely that they won't arrive in some form in the future. Obviously, I can't say if they will. I don't know. But I think it's, those sorts of vehicles, they're pretty quintessential to the whole Berlin thing. You know, when you think of Berlin tank, you think of the late IS-2, the KTs, you know, Jagdpanther, that kind of thing. So, you know, obviously I can't confirm anything, but you know, it's not unlikely, I think. So just because they're not here now doesn't mean they're not going to be here forever. The first two kanji mean world. Okay, well, that's good then. Yeah, I think it says, there's English text just below. I don't think you can see, but it says peace in the world. So maybe that's what it says. Hopefully hopefully that's actually what it says. Any giveaway today? Yeah, I'll do a giveaway sort of later on. I've not had time again to set up the Streamlabs, but I'll just ask some more annoying questions, or you know, give you guys some agency in picking winners for stuff. I do have some codes for the 2 new engineer squads, which we'll have a look at in a bit. So maybe we can give a couple of those away. We'll see. Anyway, next we have the PPD-40. Again, same thing as in the Moscow campaign. Really, really powerful submachine gun. Going to be interesting to see how it's going to perform in Berlin, as again, close quarters, and that's really where this thing shines. So it's going to be interesting. I like this one. It was incredible in Moscow early on. I remember recording some footage for it for a couple of the social media clips. So that was very fun. Hopefully it's going to carry over the same thing. Next we have the AVS-36. Again, it's another gun that we're familiar with from Moscow. Not one I'm super keen on. I like it in semi-auto, but in automatic, it's just, well, ridiculous. I can't be doing with that. Awful. I can't. I mean, my recoil control from FPS games is not as good as it was like 10 years ago. I was a machine, you know, back in playing World at War, you know, with the MP40. I was, you know, I don't know what the right gamer word was. Just sort of going ham. No, that sort of went out of date in like 2011. I don't know. I was good at it back then. Not so much now. So this thing, still pretty good. I think once you get the hang of it, with 2 shots, you can knock out pretty much anything at any range. So that's decently effective. Yeah. Anyway, next. We have the SU-85M with a lowercase m, which I think I fixed in the latest translation of the game. Going to be interesting to see how this is going to go, because this thing has very, very good frontal armor. Not really that effective against the Panther's gun, but against anything weaker, it's pretty powerful. So the frontal armor on this thing is 75mm sloped, which roughly equals out to around 122 to 130mm of reliable protection, depending on how high up the round impacts on the hull. So from the Panzer IV, this thing is going to be pretty powerful. It can get through the lower plate at the closer ranges and the cupola as well. So it's going to be interesting. It has very good hull traverse, so you can swing the hull around pretty easily, but not really the best in terms of defensive, well, anything defensive really. It's very weak from the sides, of course, and has no MG, so, well, no roof-mounted MG. So, yeah, going to be interesting. I'm not sure how these are going to work yet, but it's interesting that we've got them in any case. Next up, we have the DT-29, which I think was in one of the previous tests as well. This thing, I think, basically is like the DPM, the DP-27, but with slightly less vertical recoil and a lot more ammunition. I think this one has, what, 63 rounds instead of 47? Maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, not really too much to go into that. We've already seen it before. Still pretty good. Sniper SVT-40, already seen that in the Moscow campaign. And I believe as well, this is one of the rifles that you can actually take the scope off. So if you want just the standard SVT-40, you can take that off if you like. Up to you. Next is the AK-9T. Again, seen that before. Pretty versatile against ground targets and air targets and infantry as well, with the 37 there. Can rip through the roof of pretty much anything. So yeah, pretty much a fan of that. I really liked this one in the earlier tests of Berlin. But yeah, its lack of any suspended armament is well, bombs, rockets, that kind of thing is a little bit tricky. And you know, managing your 37 once you run out of that, the 50 cal is not really going to do a huge amount of work. So yeah, it takes a while to manage, but it's certainly another good one. Finally here, we have the PPSH-41. You know, everyone knows the PPSH. Not really a huge amount I can say here. Functionally, very, very similar to the PPD-40, with only generally, in terms of gameplay, not really a huge amount of functional changes. It performs very, very similarly. Same ammo, same damage, that kind of thing. I believe this one just reloads slightly faster and has a couple of differences in terms of the fire rate and that kind of thing, but it's not a huge amount. So expect pretty much a very similar performing weapon there. So that's all we have for the new campaign. Well, there are a couple of premium squads. I don't know. I think they do appear in here, actually, somewhere along in the line. But we'll have a look at those in the lineups later on. So let's have a look through the axis here. we have the, no, I think this is the premium, isn't it? I want to say this is the premium. Or is it not the premium? I know one of the new 109s is. There's the G10 and the G14. I think this is the premium one. In that case, we'll look at it in a bit, unless I'm wrong. It might just be a new fighter. I might have forgotten that. Someone can tell me. Anyway, let's leave that for now, but maybe come back to it later. So the next two here, we have two very familiar weapons again, MG42 and the Flammenwerfer. Again, interesting to see how the flamethrowers are going to work in the close quarters engagements of Berlin. And the MG42, of course, I don't need to talk about the MG42. Everyone really knows exactly what this thing is by now. Next, we have the ME410B1, which again was in one of the previous tests, but I believe its bomb load has been lessened. I think instead of getting to 500 kilogram bombs, it now gets to 250s. I believe, anyway. So, yeah, not quite as powerful as it was, which I think really honestly is a good thing because it was incredibly effective in the earlier stages. Those bombs were devastating, and that combined with the really good frontal armament, the how rugged it was, how maneuverable it was, well, not really maneuverable, how speedy it was, it made for a very, very dangerous platform to fight against. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one performs now. The next up, we have something very interesting, which is the VG-15. I don't really know much about this gun. I know it uses the same magazine as the STG-44, and it's a semi-automatic, so not incredible in that respect. I think it will take, unless you get a hit into the head, more than one shot really high up on the body to knock someone out, so you need to have a pretty quick trigger finger with this thing. And I believe this is one of the ones I tested a little bit. Its recoil pattern is a little bit tricky for me. It's like a C almost, like the letter C, which is kind of tricky to control at range. We'll have a look at that later on. FG42, you guys know, standard stuff at this point. But next we have the Panzer 470 Alket, the A version, which is sort of, well, known as the less effective version, really. So, yeah, it's a shame the V variant is way more effective, which, I think it's probably fairer that we have this one for now because the V version is very difficult to knock out at long ranges with the Russian 85. This one has the weak spot here, really, which is this mostly this plate here, which is 80mm stick, same as the Panzer IV. So it's not really going to be protecting against anything. But if you can find some hard cover to hide this behind, this upper glacis plate here, the Russian 85 really, a long range, can't get through it, at least in War Thunder. I'm not sure if it changes very much over to Enlisted, as I haven't played it yet. But it's, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be possible to find a spot like that, but we can certainly try, I suppose, depending if we get a decent map for it. Yeah, same gun as the Panther, so you know what to expect there, really. Interesting, we will see. Now next we have the MG34 with the magazine that is pronounced like this. I won't attempt it because I will, well, I know how these things work with me. I'm not really very good at words at the best of times, and a word like that, Christ no. So, effectively, this is the MG34 that you all know and love, but with a sort of double pouch magazine. So it's 75 rounds instead of the standard 50, which does increase your, your fire time a decent amount. Although it does create a very big visual dead zone with the magazine because, holding it right up to your eyes, it's cutting off like the bottom layer of your vision, which can be a bit tricky, and the recoil seems a lot worse than I remember. I don't know if that's just because I've forgotten exactly how it works on the earlier variant, or if it's the case that the magazine does actually change it, well, because of the extra weight, etc. So I'll have to see. I'm kind of interested to try that one out. Sniper Gewehr, standard stuff, seen that in Normandy. Nothing to really say about that one. And concluding here, we have, the Beretta M38, which again is in Normandy. It's the final, I think it's the final weapon the Germans get in Normandy as well, actually. So two of those here. I really like this gun. Very interesting recoil. It jitters around a little bit, but it's got decently high damage. I like this one. We also have the G10 here, and I can't remember what this one gets. I think this is the so this is the variant with the gun pods here, which should be 30mm MK108s, I think. Or is it 103s? I think it's 108. I'll guess 8. I can't remember. So, yeah, pretty standard 109 platform. A little bit heavier because of the pods, but you've got really, really good armament there underneath the wings. So that's going to add a lot of viability in the flight time because aircraft are quite rugged and enlisted, and the extra firepower really is going to help. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's have a look at the new premium squads we have. This is one of the engineer squads for Germany, which has a gun with a very uninteresting name. but a very interesting gun functionally. Very high damage for a semi-automatic rifle, 14.4. That's just under the upgraded damage output of most bolt actions, which is really, really good. It is reloaded a bit slowly, though. It reloads like the Gewehr 41 with 2 sets of 5 stripper clips. So you do lose a little bit of time out on there. And one of the worst aspects, at least for me, is the sight. As you can kind of gauge from this, you can't really get a good sight picture here because the sights are very, very subtle, shall we say, which does make aiming at distance a little bit trickier. I like quite pronounced sights. So this one is a little bit harder for me, but the damage output, really, really good. So that's definitely a plus. We also have the aircraft here, which is the G14. This is the variant with the underwing pods as well. Okay, so these are the 30 mils. The pods on the tech tree version are 20 mils. We can see the extra length there. So, yeah, these are the 2 MK108 cannons under the wings. So, yeah, this is going to have a lot of firepower. I don't think have we seen an aircraft in the live tests with 30 mils yet? I'm not sure how they're going to perform. So that'll be a learning experience for everyone here. So, yeah, interesting to see how this one works. Got a nice camo as well. I think this is one of the camos from War Thunder, I think. Maybe not with the yellow nose, but I remember the grey pattern on the G10, I believe. So we'll see about that. For the Allies, we have 2 analog squads as well. So for their engineer squad, they come with a very snazzy camo here for their uniforms, which is quite nice. And also the SKS-44. A lot of you probably will recognize that name. So I'm not sure what to think of this one yet. The gun is a lot more controllable, the sights are better, but the damage output is lower, and it can only hold 5 rounds, which is not really a lot for a semi-automatic gun, which does cut your ability to engage a little bit. So I'm not sure on this one yet. I think its feedback as a weapon is a bit better. You can really feel what you're doing. The recoil is more controllable, and you get a bit of better sight target as well. But I'm not sure on this one. We'll have to see how it goes. For the other premium, we have the P-36A, which is one of the Lend-Lease American aircraft here. You're probably familiar with it, with the 450 cals and the single 37mm gun in the nose there. So again, it's going to be interesting to see how that performs against enemy aircraft. Not going to do the most damage against tanks because all of the Russian-equipped King Cobras and the Air Cobras as well didn't get the AP rounds for the nose-mounted cannon of the 37. It was only the HE. So they don't really have much viability against ground targets, but against the air targets, probably going to be pretty good. Probably going to be pretty good. So we'll see how that goes. And I think, after enough waffling, I should probably give it a go and play some games. What side would you like to see first? I have pretty much all of the new weapons equipped somewhere in here. We'll see how it goes. But would you prefer to see the Axis or the Allies first? I'll keep an eye on the chats. How are you all doing as well, by the way? Are you going to go through all the gold order vehicles? I don't have them yet. Generally, we get access to them when everyone else has the potential to. So when the battle pass is able to be progressed, I can progress it early because staff and that kind of thing. But I'm not going to do that yet. So we'll do that when it's available for everyone. So when it's possible for players to get those extra guns, that'll be when we can actually use them as well. So not today, unfortunately, but hopefully soon. We'll see. Okay, allies, 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 allies. Well, there we go then. Let's give it a go. It's out of practice mode, into squads, and we'll see what we can do. I don't have the best squads for the Russians here, but I do have a lot of the new guns knocking about in some form or another. So we'll see how it goes. Now, I have not played today, and I haven't played this game for a while. I think probably since last week, actually. So I'm a bit knackered today, actually. I've not had a lot of sleep, which is not really the best fit for a high-octane game such as this, but we'll certainly give it a go. Hopefully the game audio is working. I know we sometimes have a couple of issues with that. But if not, I will do my best to see what I can do on that front. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I think I want to see what the SU-85 does. I want to see how that works, so let's give that a go. I don't believe the premium engineers get unique buildings to build that. I'm going to keep that in mind, actually, because that could actually be pretty interesting. Okay. The audio is, by the way, as well. See if I can sneak my way into this thing. Here we go. So, Su-85M, one of my favourite vehicles in War Thunder, very much one of the sleeper vehicles I find. As the armour is really, really powerful, especially against American guns, which is a bit tricky as the bulk of the German cannons are able to get through it. So, I don't know where the tanks come from here, but for the time being, let's sort of wait down the middle of this road. Now, we are very much not the best against enemy infantry because no MG whatsoever. But we do have a very powerful gun, AP and APHE. Well, APHE and HE, rather. There we go. Got there in the end after the third try. Always the best way to go. And now I guess we can sort of see the detriment to a vehicle like this in Enlisted is that against infantry, it doesn't really have much going for it. Against tanks from the front on, like pretty much only the front on, pretty powerful. But from the sides or, you know, reacting to an enemy coming from another angle, not really the best. So it does suffer a little bit in that regard. I did see a bit of a flash over there. Perhaps that's where the enemy armor is. Let's have a look. Now, I'm already in a bad position because I've pushed out quite far and I'm letting people get quite close to my sides here potentially. And I think that's the roof of a Panzer IV, I want to say. I don't know if it's dead though. Oh no, there's the little reticule. Now, I don't know if there's enough splash damage from these damage models yet to be able to get a one-shot through the cupola. I don't believe so. I don't really want to push out too much, but at the same time, I don't want to be boring and play this thing, you know, like I'm really in the tank. That can be fun sometimes, but not when you're trying to, I guess, do stuff. I can see him creeping along here. I don't know if he sees me yet, so maybe we can do a proper ambush here. Plop one right through the middle, and there we go. Lovely stuff. Pretty standard for the gun like this. It's going to one-shot a lot if you can get a good hit in. There's another Panzer IV. Is that going to get caught on the tree, though? Gets caught on the wall instead. Okay. Now, let's see what we can do. There's the Panzer IV as well. So, yeah, pretty good one-shot potential. I don't believe he hit me in any way, so we can't really gauge the performance of the armor there. But, yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of this thing, as it's going to take a while for those tanks to respawn. I'm going to load a bit of HE, see what we can do down the line. Maybe catch a couple of infantry off guard. I'm not sure where I want to go now, because this thing really, against infantry, is not going to be too strong at all. If they're directly in front, at a range, you know, there's going to be some use with the HE. But generally speaking, if anyone gets close to my sides, I'm pretty much dead. If my engine gets taken out, that's it. I've got absolutely no defense. So, going to be tricky. I'm not sure where the bulk of the enemy infantry are. I've got a tag over there. Not sure if I can land that through the trees. B looks like it's pretty much compromised, but at the same time, if I turn my tank over in that direction, I'm going to get slotted from that side of the map. So, yeah, the downsides are coming into play a little bit, and I can see the Panzer IV back up there. Don't know if he's seen me yet. See if we can disable the track. Not disabled, but damaged. If I can get myself... okay, they're both back up. Other Panzer IV down. Right. We've got a little window here to maybe go through the turret. Is it going to one-shot through the turret? Did that knock it out? I think not. It looks like it's still up. Yep. So not a lot of splash there. See if I can get a clearer target. Go low. That should get the gunner, and that's the fourth Panzer IV down, I guess. So yeah, seeing the Su-85 in action here. Always a sleeper hit, I find, in War Thunder. A lot of people overlook this one. It's quite similar to the regular Su-85, and it's got a lot more to offer on that front. So, I'm going to push up a little bit. I'm going to play probably a bit too aggressive now. I'm going to go quite close to the front lines. So I don't want to be in this tank for the whole game. But at the same time, I don't want to just leave it. So, we'll see. I wouldn't recommend playing like this, but we'll see what happens, I guess. Now, I can see a chum here. I don't believe I can hit them. As I splash around the side of this tram car, but I don't know how likely that's going to be. There we go. That's one, I think. Yes, it is. There's the Panzer IV back up again. That's too mean. I can't do that. I say while doing it. Let's see if we can get a tank ace. As you can see, I've really showed peak skill in gameplay here, pointing and clicking at people. Let's see. I don't think that... Oh, there's a grenade. Not very good. And there's the 4th Panzerfor, or 5th Panzerfor there. Okay. So no Panthers on the enemy team. I was actually kind of hoping we'd meet a Panther. Oh, not sure what knocked me out. Something, presumably. But there we go. Yes, hope that was a decent showing of the Su-85M there. Very, very nice tank. One of my favourites, absolutely. So, let's try the SKS. Let's see what the recoil's like. Manageable. I think it's a little bit better than the SVT, but only 5 rounds on a semi-auto is seems a bit low to me. Damage output as well is decent, but not incredible. A bit of an analogue to the German version, well, the Polish gun in the German campaign. Now, as you can see, my aim is not particularly very good here. I also don't have a mouse mat right now, so it's a bit shakier than usual. So, oh, hello. Right. Yeah, I'm not too keen on this ammo capacity, I must say. I really like having a bit more, hello? Oh, Christ. Some chums over here. On the flank. Terrible. How dare they? Yeah, the semi-autos, I like firing twice, like double tapping. And I can't really do that with this gun, so this might not be my favourite. I'm likely going to think, I believe I will most likely prefer the German version. Okay, Panzerfor's coming up. Not what I want to see, really. Okie dokie. So I get the headshot there. No, I can't. Sad. Right. Tricky position right now. Oh, crumbs. Not very good. Right. I don't know if I'm in a great position here to take out those tanks. Doesn't really look like it. Where's the Boomerman? Mike is on vacation right now. He's over in Portugal to see his family and his girlfriend. And he'll be gone for next week as well. So, the start of, well, what's it going to be? 2nd week of July, roughly, is when he's going to be back. So, don't worry. There will be more Mike soon. Is this going to be a good shot? Yeah, just about. So yes, don't worry. Mike will return soon. I know it's not the same without him. You have to deal with my very lackluster comments and off-key remarks, but nevertheless, soon we will be back to normal. And I think probably early August, very late July, I'll be off as well, depending if I can get a vaccine to sort of go back to the UK for a bit. I've got a wedding to go to in early August, but I don't know if I'll be able to yet. We will have to see. Can you single load shells into the SKS? I don't know. Well, let's see. Yeah, you can. So you can, but I think it's only if you have an odd amount left. I don't think you can if it's you have all of your ammo capacity. But I'm not really familiar with these guns. I have a very sort of surface level knowledge of most firearms. Which, oh, there we go. That's me down. What else can we try out? I wouldn't say this is a great map for the PPS-8, so perhaps we can try the DPM. I'm not sure where I want to put this thing. Maybe let's try the right side. Let's give that a go. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when crumbs snuck into my vernacular because that sounds like I'm describing a medical condition. No, I don't know where I started saying crumbs because I didn't used to say it. Maybe I adopted it from something, but I don't know. Hopefully it's not too annoying or quintessential. I feel like a lot of British people overuse crumbs when they know that they're trying to play off their Britishness for kind of, I don't know, if they're in the media or whatever. It's a very quintessential thing to say, I guess, and a lot of people maybe overuse it. Hopefully I'm not doing that. So yeah, I'm feeling, only from these single shots, that the recoil is a little better. Yeah, that's way more controllable. The initial burst of a few shots is really nice there. Yeah, standing, obviously not really quite as good, but that's okay. Do we have the DT29? We do, okay. Now this one I liked a lot in semi-auto, and I want to get off this hill here because I'm looking into the sun, and that is not going to be good. for spotting some new enemies, and I don't think this is a good position for me to be in either. Very adept exhortation there, I'm sure. So that didn't go too well, but, you know, showed a little bit of the recoil there. It's a little bit better on the DPM, unless saying that, which it very well may be. Hopefully we can give the PPSH a go now. Probably not too different from the other versions. We do already have a PPSH. Well, not even get to Shad, but we'll have more opportunities, hopefully on some closer range maps as well. So yeah, hopefully that was a light introduction to some of the new stuff that we have so far. I will probably end up doing some giveaways towards the end because it's going to be all manual on this front. I do have the codes ready, but we'll probably be just, you know, back and forth gameplay for the time being and doing a couple of codes. Maybe after, well, maybe we'll play one Axis, one Allies, then give away some codes, then, you know, repeat a couple of times for, well, until we finish. So that was the first run of the Allies there. So we can look forward to the Axis now. And one other change to the Axis weaponry is the VG2, which has a new model now, which is, I think it shared the same model as the Krieg's model Kar-98. So this is not really a new weapon, but it's visually new. And a very interesting mechanism on the back here. So quite a rudimentary design, I suppose. But yeah, functionally, I don't think it changes at all. It just looks a little different, which is always nice. A bit more variance there. I did think of some ways to give away some codes. I don't like doing it randomly. I like thinking of a question because I think it gives people more agency. I like that. I'll think about it. So after this game, I'll give something away, either the SKS or the KBSPWZ.38M, which is a name I've already forgotten. So hopefully this run will be a little bit better as well. We'll see how it goes. Yes, there are some drops today. They are quite, I guess, well, more simpler drops, mostly just silver orders, bronze orders, and some premium account. So quite light, but, you know, still some stuff to get for free, which is always nice. How many hours have I played? Not that many, I think. So I think this is 52 hours here. Spent 100. So I've spent 52 hours in battle, which is not a huge amount. So hopefully I can get my hours up soon. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, play a little bit, not too much of Berlin. Haven't really had time to play a huge amount so far, but you know, I have a decent idea. Yes, hopefully Mike will bring back some port-based goodies for us to enjoy. That'll be very nice. Can you show I believe, I would guess that the reload, see if I can get in this thing early on. I believe the reload is going to be similar to the Gewehr 41. I believe it uses the same cycling. At a guess. I don't know 100%. But we'll see. Now this is not a great line of sight for a tank like this, I must say. I'm not sure how good this is going to be. I'm going to see if I can work my way onto the main road. Let the J go. So this thing has a very, very long sight. And with a vehicle like this, this does have a coax MG, so that's something. But with a vehicle that really needs to keep an eye on its peripheral vision to catch infantry and tanks sneaking up on it from the side, this is pretty detrimental, and I'm not super hyped about this right now. You need to, you know, obviously the view is kept directly in front of you. You're not going to be able to swing yourself around to look at the sides easily. So yeah, this is going to be tricky, and I'm pretty confident in saying that this is going to be a very long-ranged AFV here. So let's see if we can push our way slowly but steadily through the trees onto the main road here. And it's pretty difficult to get my bearings, I must say. It's tricky to sort of find out actually what's going on. But let's see. Can't knock down the trees yet. But once I've staggered my way onto the road, hopefully we can get a bit of action. Hopefully. Oh, this is like, I don't know. This feels like what it must be like watching like your granddad writing an email. Painfully slow with the potential of being much faster. Anyway. I could use the commander view, but it takes time, and I don't like getting into a habit of doing that. I like staying in the main view. It always helps me. 'Cause one of the things I've learned from War Thunder is that the window of reaction time you have is very, very short, and you need to make that count for as long as possible. So I like staying in my main view here, but this is tricky. Not sure how this is going to work so far. It looks like we've got enemies behind already, and I am getting caught on all kinds of stuff here. Now it looks like the enemy T-34s are going to be pushing from the right side, if I can even get there without getting blown up from the enemies to the left. Let's see. Not super hyped. Not super hyped about this one. Wasn't tank in War Thunder either. The weak spot always made it difficult to use. And this is probably going to be quite a passive tank, I think. Not going to be too aggressive. Be best at range. And not going to have the most applicability, especially on these Berlin maps. Now, I think the enemy tanks come from the right side, so waiting down this road is probably going to be quite boring. And because the zoom is so pronounced, I can't see the rubble directly in front of me to be able to navigate my way through the street here, which is a bit tricky. Would be going quicker if I used the other views, but I don't really like doing that, so I won't be doing that for now. Let's see what we can do. Now, I don't know exactly where they come from, but I think it's down this road. To the right here. And that looks like an already force. Maybe they're going to be creeping up through there. Maybe I can push up a little bit. Put a bit of pressure on. Where's my... Ah yes, this is placed down and to the right, I think. So it's not going to have a lot of use... yeah, there we go. So down and to the right. So it's going to be tricky to be able to use this thing. Yeah, not the best for these very close range maps, actually. Oh, hang on. Is there a tank right next to me there? Hello? A friend? I can't even see. I think, oh, crumbs, there is. Didn't even notice. And there we go. So, perhaps not the best tank, I would wager, especially not for an engagement like this. I'm not super hyped about that one. The combination of the incredibly strong zoom and the weak spot on the frontal armor really doesn't suit a vehicle like that to a theatre of combat like the streets of Berlin. So I don't believe I'm going to be having that one in my lineup for much longer. But, you know, interesting vehicle. Perhaps on the open range maps it's going to do a little bit better. But, yeah, not too keen on that. Not a very... not a lot of visual feedback on what you're doing, which I'm not really a fan of. Feedback's always good for a vehicle like that. You need to know where you're going and what you're doing, but yeah, sadly not. Not a Stug, sadly. Panzer 470 yet. One of the first premiums in War Thunder, actually. One of the very early ones. Now, I don't really have my bearings right now, and I am rushing into where the Russians like to knock about. Perhaps I should have an automatic weapon here, but we'll see. I don't really... This is one of the maps I've played the least. I'm not really sure where a lot of them come from here. That's some high damage, yeah. Decent. Decent. Anyway, yeah, so we've got 8 rounds here. Let's do the reload. I think it's just... Yeah, it's a whole stripper clip right now. Loads both. So this is an issue on the Gewehr as well. The Gewehr 41, which is loaded in the stripper clips. So yeah, that's still an issue there. So I imagine now that it's on both of these, it will probably be fixed soon, I would wager. The team are definitely aware anyway. So let's have a look at this thing. Using the STG magazines. I don't think I'm going to like this thing very much. It's I don't really like semi-automatic weapons that don't have one-shot potential. A lot of the other guns do, the SVT and the Gewehr, and I don't think this one does. Which is not really something I'm much of a fan of, but we'll see. So the recoil pattern is better than I thought. Although at close range you can't really see, but yeah, it makes a little C. The C shape is what I remember. So yeah, not super hyped about that. And the time to kill I think is a bit too low for me. That's a friend. Yeah, not super hyped. Not super hyped about this one. But we'll see how it goes. For whatever reason, I thought that open hatch was someone's head. Pareidolia, whatever it's called. Let's see what we can do. Is the reloading going to be addressed? Yeah, of course it is. I'm pretty sure it's something they're aware of. and real fix. Animations, I think, are one of the harder things to alter with a game like this, so maybe it'll be a slower process than other bugs, but I'm sure it's an issue that is aware from the team right now. I don't know where anyone comes from. This is a map with less predictable sight lines, so it's harder to get into, I think, if you're not familiar with it already. And I'm not really fighting in an environment where a gun like this is going to work the best. And yeah, it's an interesting weapon to have in the assaulter group. I would have thought this would be in the standard trooper lineup, but it isn't. So we'll see. Yeah, the recoil looks quite good. Let's do it again at range. Yeah, it's a bit more pronounced there. A bit more pronounced there. You can't really see the bullet decals, but at close range, that's very stable. Probably not the best area, I guess, to practice the recoil pattern, but yeah, it's not bad at close range at all. But at long range, it'll be tricky, and at range combined with the sort of comparatively lackluster damage is yeah, not sure. I'll probably need to give this one a bit of a try. Yeah, so that took 3 hits, I think, to down that guy. Obviously, it will take a decent trigger finger to do that. I don't really have the best trigger finger. Shots to the head there, pretty easy, but yeah, I think if someone's spraying you down with a Russian SMG, you're not going to have the best time with this one. So I'm not, yeah, not, I guess, super excited for this one. But maybe it's just me. Maybe it'll take a while to get used to it. I'm not sure. This gun I quite like, though. Hopefully I'll be able to actually use it before I'm blown up by an 85's HE round. But yeah, this one is available in the Normandy campaign as the last reward, I believe. And it's pretty good. It's got a very manageable recoil, as we can see there. I am sloping my mouse down, so I am controlling that. But that's a pretty decent spread and high damage as well, with 40 rounds, 40 round magazine. So I do quite like this one. It's very controllable, decent pairing of damage over range. One of my favourite, well, yeah, I would comfortably say one of my favourite Axis automatic weapons. It's very, very manageable, very usable, and one that I definitely like. Okay, that's not very good, is it? And from the front, I don't believe I can do the best job at knocking a tank like that out. No, not from the front. Oh well. Yes. Terrible. Look at that aim there. Already talking about how good it was while I miss all of my shots. Disastrous. Hello. Having a little dance there, I see. Very nice. Okay, well, not really the most astute display, I suppose, there, but we had a brief look at some of the new stuff. It does look like a nail. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's the first thing I thought of as well, and I quite like the sight on that. I initially thought it would be quite to use, but actually quite forgiving and quite usable. So yeah, I don't mind that one at all. Really don't mind that one. Probably won't be taking out the 470 again. Maybe I'll take a look at the G14. New Sabaton song is a masterpiece. I don't really like Sabaton. I've never been able to get into them. I don't know. I don't want to upset anyone by the phrase I was going to use, but yeah, I don't like them. I don't like songs Sabaton songs are quite surface level in what they sing about, and I've never been like super into that kind of singing. I think a lot of people really like it, though. A lot of people really enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, more power to you if you enjoy something I dislike. All the same, not quite for me. Not quite for me. But yeah. When will I be able to play the Tunisia campaign? Not sure on ETA right now. It'll probably be a while before we can see it, as you know, Berlin is literally just released, so it might be a while. But yeah, hopefully it won't be too long to wait. It's going to be nice to see that. I like desert environments a lot, and especially with some British cruiser tanks, that's going to be fun. Maybe the Grant and the early Crusaders. That's going to be nice. That's going to be nice. So perhaps I can do a giveaway now, but I need to think of a good question because I don't have the ability to do it automatically. Maybe I can ask a vague question and pick my favorite answer. Maybe I'll do that. In the meantime, if you're on YouTube, very, I guess, unlikely if you are on YouTube, but we'll see. You can actually see my screen there, which was looking up Batard. I don't know how it's pronounced. I never will. actually. See, I looked it up. As soon as I looked up Batard, it wanted to know my location, which was ominous to me because I don't know what it wanted, but nevertheless, strange. Anyway, let's pop over to the talk scene here so I can get Twitch up. I can get my account open and rolling. Like that's a thing people say. Absolutely not. There we go. I'll get myself logged in. It's just so I can show you the account I'm going to be talking from. Hello. That's me. Oh, I can't type. Am I slow moded? I am. I'm not, yeah, I can't, I'm not modded on this account, so that's going to be even worse. But that's my account. That's the account I'll be messaging you from if you happen to get picked as a winner. I need to think of a weird question to ask. It's got to be vague. I think it's, I want to ask a question that doesn't really have an objective answer because that way it's not going to be on time. It's going to be, I don't know, something creative. Okay, here's a question. After, I think this will be, I'll probably start looking at the responses after 30 seconds that I say it, okay. It's going to be, yeah, going to be vague. I'll just pick an answer that I like. So, you know, there's going to be an element of luck involved, but we'll see. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be? Take that question any way you like. It could be as heartfelt as or as funny as you want, and I'll pick two questions that I like from that pool, and I will give you either the SKS or the new Polish semi-automatic rifle. I'm not looking right now at the answers, but I will soon. I will soon, and I'll pick something. And we'll probably do this a couple more times throughout. And then we'll go from there. A couple more seconds, then we'll start looking at the chat again. Just so everyone has time to type. And we'll see. Finish my horrible coffee and supplement it with my horrible water. Lovely stuff. Okay, let's have a look. 5 years, level 60 in Tunisia. Funny. On the moon, yep. Oh, that's a sweet one. Okay. Making my mark on the world. I quite like that. That's quite sweet. Okay. I like that one. Moustache 915. Okay, you win one. Right. I'll send you a message. Moustache there. I like that comment. I will give you something. Let me get the chat open here so I can have a bit of a look. Cool. Okay. Yeah, Moustache 915. I'll send you a message. So this will be a code, and bear in mind, these codes only work for PC. We're not able to generate these for consoles right now, I'm afraid. There we go. I'll send you a message saying hello. Hello, and just let me know which one you would like, the SKS or the Polish semi-automatic rifle. Let me know. And in the meantime, I'll go back to looking at the chat. What else we got? At home playing the SKS squad? Not quite. Not quite this time. See, I'm quite a sentimental person. So as soon as something sweet pops up, it's like, yeah, that's what I like. But we'll see. Just trying to make it till Friday. I feel your sister or brother. I don't know what you are really. That was awful. That was my voice absolutely giving up. Saving up for a T-3485 to import from Russia. Very, very cool. They are quite cheap, I think, actually. A friend of mine salvaged a whole BMP from a Czechoslovakian, a Czech... well, no, this wasn't Czechoslovakia. This was like in the 80s, I think. He salvaged one, and it cost him like $3,000, I think. And I think he's got it up and running, so that's quite cool. Let's see. Have a snail pet? That's sweet. Oh, you're on console? No, Moustache, I'm sorry. Well, I can't give you anything, I'm afraid. Sorry about that, buddy. Anyway, I wish you the best of luck for your future. Maybe we can get some console codes down the line. I probably made an interesting face there. Anyway, thank you for your comment. Hope you're having a lovely day. I will be giving that to another person then, but thank you for your comment. Very, very sweet there. Let's see what else we have. I'd like to see my mum again and give her a car. That's very cute. Okay, go on then. That's going to be the next one, just so I can take some time as well. So, what's your name? Kthnis? Kthnis? I can't pronounce your name. KITHN0S. I believe that's your name, unless I spelt that wrong, which I very well may have done. There we go. Okay. I'll send you a little message saying hello. Let me know which pack you'd like, and I'll send you a code as soon as possible. What else have we got? Derpy Warrior with the host of 5. Thank you very much. Hope you had a nice stream. Nice to see you knocking about. Married with at least one kid. Nice aspirations. Celebrating the 50th anniversary of you asking me that question. That's quite good. That's quite good. Does that win? Yeah, go on then. I can't say does that win and not pick it. Okay. Thunder Polo 1. You've got it. All right. Thank you everyone for your comments. I'll probably ask a similar sentimental, terrible question for the next one as well. But thank you all for your comments. That's all very, very sweet. I will be asking more soon. So yeah, let me know which one you'd like. I see that Kthnis has selected the SKS, so I'll give you a code for that there. Let me get that for you. Here we go. Lovely stuff. There you go. And that'll be a code for the SKS. Go to the War Thunder redeem page on your profile on the store, and you can redeem it there. So Thunder, let me know which one you'd like, and we can go from there. So yeah, I like more questions like this. I don't know. It gives people the agency to sort of pick, I think. Random chance is probably the most fair overall, but I don't know. I like that kind of thing. I like being able to, you know, people to be a bit more creative, I suppose. No idea which one's better. Well, Thunder, I would say that the SKS is an easier gun to hit your shots with, but the Polish rifle is going to have more longevity, I think, as a gun, because it has higher one-shot potential, higher magazine capacity, and yeah, it's just going to be difficult to get around the sights, I think, personally. But I think I'd probably go with the Polish rifle, so I will send that one over to you. Hopefully you enjoy it. It may be difficult to get into because, as I say, the sight's not going to be great, but hopefully you'll be able to redeem that code easily enough and have a bit of fun with that rifle there. So that was the first little giveaway session we had there. Apologies if you didn't win. Obviously, I can't give a code to everyone. I can only pick 2, I think, at any given time, but we'll have a couple more runs. Probably have 1 or 2 more runs of that. And for the time being, let's go back to the game and give it another go. Should we be... let's go back to the Allies, I think. Back to the Allies. And yeah, it is much easier for us to generate codes for our own platform. To do it through Microsoft or Sony, we need to go through them directly, which is a pretty big roadblock in how quickly we can actually generate those codes, which is a little bit tricky. So yeah, if it was up to us, we'd have a lot of them available at any given time, but it's sadly not the case. And it is partially out of our hands in how quickly we can do it. So yeah, apologies for that, but there's nothing I can really do right now. Only for PCs. Where do you redeem the code? You can see the Batard comment here, back for my bread. If you go to your War Thunder profile on the Gaijin store, there will be a section to activate code or redeem code, and you can get it through there. So that's where you can go for that, and you can redeem it through there. Pretty stress-free, pretty easy. And yeah, you can do it that way. Now, what do I want to do? This is the map where we're defending, which is... No, we're in the middle of defending, we're attacking. I saw the top of the screen wrong. I kind of want to take out the King Cobra, so I'm going to wait until this counts down, and we'll see how it goes. Any progress on introducing more bayonets? I don't know right now, but that's a good comment. That's a good point. Maybe. Perhaps that's one for the Reddit and the other social medias for the forum as well, because a lot of the guns were able to mount them, so we'll see. I'm not sure on the ETA, but it's certainly possible. Do you like Obama? Strange that you'd ask me that, because literally yesterday I got an advertisement on Amazon for a shirt that said, what would Michelle Obama do? And that's all it says. So that was interesting to have a comment like that. I suppose I do, but I don't really know. Oh Christ, there's a 410. Look at that maneuverability. That is some sweet turn radius. And I've lost sight of the 410, which is never good. Oh, there it is, okay. Pull into the vertical. Probably not what I want to do. 410 is already zipping back to base from the looks of it. Now, I don't know how much range my 37's going to have. I don't know if this is going to make him turn. Maybe it is. This does have a lot of ammunition available. And he's trying to get a bit more speed, which is his best move right now. Can't turn with me, but he can outspeed me. So if he does get a friend come in, another fighter, it's probably going to be game over for me, but we'll see how it goes. As you can see, I've got a very strong lead indicator here. Very low velocity on the, I believe a nickname for the 37mm gun this thing used in the war was called the Old Man's Cough, because it was so lackluster. So a lot of shots here. Look at that damage effect, that's quite cool. 410 down. Please don't slap me. That was going to be close. Is that another enemy? I believe it is. Is that another... No, it's friendly. Is that a King Cobra? Or is it an IL-2? IL-2, I think that is. So I can just give this guy a bit of cover here. I will eventually pop out of this thing, I think, and get back into the ground, because there's sometimes not a lot going on in the air. Not a lot. So I'll get some more ammo, bring it back, and see what we can do. I want to find a fighter. I want a dogfighter 109. See how I do. Because the King Cobra, for being quite a heavy aircraft, great maneuverability, great sort of aerodynamics. Very, very powerful aircraft. One of my favourite aircraft in War Thunder, just down to how manoeuvrable and powerful it can be. So I want to keep my speed up. I want to keep quite low here. See what I can see. You can free look, by the way, with holding C, same in War Thunder. And I can't remember where the enemy are coming from. I want to say they're going to come a bit more from my 2 o'clock, so maybe from this angle. But I don't know. I'm a bit sort of out of my depth when it comes to aircraft in Berlin, as I'm not sure where their flight paths are. Maybe for the time being we can do some strafing on the ground targets. One thing you might see me doing here is when I'm in a full turn like this, I will periodically negative G like that, which is just going to push some blood back into the head of my pilot, which is quite useful, especially for War Thunder. Translates a little bit to Enlisted as well. And let's see. I don't want to spend too much time in this thing, as it may very well get a little bit dull when there's not a lot happening. Especially when I can't really see the targets on the ground. So I want to have a fight, I want to have a dogfight. I want someone to get into the air and hopefully not get slotted immediately, but we'll see how it goes. Do a loop here. Got one mark on the ground, maybe we can try and strafe it out down the long road there. This will be the point where I'll be smushing my face up against the screen. Can't really see much going on. No, again, this thing doesn't have the most applicability for going after ground units. This is one of the sort of the purer fighters, I think, in the game right now. I can't see any dots. Not right now, anyway. Which is tricky. Come on. There'll be something appearing. Let's see. Miles. Miles is here. Yeah, I don't believe this is going to have much applicability against ground targets, because the Lend-Lease King Cobras, as I said earlier, were not equipped with the AP on their 37mm guns, which was a bit of a shame and did cut their versatility a little bit. Count how many times I say versatile, it's my favourite word. Yeah, exactly, Miles. It was called, yeah, the Old Man's Cough, and it was attributed to throwing a grapefruit at your enemy, which is very, very funny. Oh, no. Ah, come on. I need an enemy. Give me an enemy. That's the, I think the earlier 37mm IL-2 there, with the twin 37mm NS cannons and the bombs as well. Terrible. Need some enemies. Need some enemies in the air. Some shots coming from there. Not a lot of damage though. A shame. It is quite the versatile word. Very, very good. Very good. I like that. I like that. Give it a few more minutes. I'll expend my ammo, and if no one else appears, then I'll get out of this this thing and into another into a soldier. That's another... That's an ally, isn't it? If it's going back to the point. Yep. Okay. Okay. I'll do one more turn. If nothing appears, I'll get back into the ground. Get back into the ground. Onto the ground would be the correct way to put it. Very nice cockpit as well. A lot of visibility. A lot of visibility for this one. It's positioned quite high upwards, which is nice. Doesn't look like there's going to be anyone joining. So, no other enemies in the air. That's a shame. I feel like I probably shouldn't crash. There's no, there's no dignified way to leave an aircraft right now if you want to. It's either suicide or crash. Both of which, not the best. But let's see if we can strafe this tank. There's the IL-2 coming back there. Nothing in terms of damage, I'm afraid. Oh well. I'll do one more loop. And see if I can see anything on the horizon. Does look like it. Okay then. Well, I will go straight down, I suppose. Nothing. Nothing. Sad. Sadly, not a great display of the aircraft's ability there. Not really many aircraft in the air, which is a shame. I will also, in case it's staggering the frame rate there. But let's see if I can take out the PPSH. See what we can do. There does look like there's a little bit of lag right now. I believe that may just be because we do have staff in the office using some of the systems that we have, and that does take some of the resources available off of me, which is a shame. But still, bad. Anyway, what can we do? Now, I haven't played this far in a tank yet. I've well, in a soldier yet. I've only played as a tankman so far. All the way through this map. Two games I've played on this map. I've played all the way through on a tank, so I haven't had the most time available. Yeah, I think it's just that we have some colleagues right now that are using the internet. I'll send them a little message to perhaps cut that out. Let's change the magazine. Lovely stuff. Who else can I switch to? Who's my sniper? Gleb! Thanks, Gleb. This is probably more suitable for such a range right now. Okay. Not the best. Right. How's it looking? Is it a little bit smoother? It looks a bit smoother. Maybe it was just a hiccup, but I'm only really getting this. I glance over to the left, which is not the most reliable source of information, I suppose. That was a bad shot. Somehow still hit it. Not sure how I managed that, but nevertheless. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's a problem with the internet right now. Not doing too great, which is a shame. Always the case with Enlisted. It's usually fine with War Thunder, but Enlisted often does get some staggers, which is a shame. Where are the chums? Give me the chums. What's the difference between the complete client? I'm not sure actually. Usually it's down to textures and that kind of thing, but I'm not actually sure. I've never really had much experience with the incomplete client. I would imagine it's like shaders and that kind of thing, but I'm not sure. I couldn't guess, I'm afraid. But maybe someone else in the chat knows, maybe someone on the forum knows. I'm not too sure. Where am I going? Someone's shooting at this man's. I'm not sure where from. I'm not used to being a foot soldier here. Looks like they're engaging from that side though. So maybe I'll point myself in this direction. How about that? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's a couple of applications that we have that we need to use for sort of day-to-day tasks, and they do eat up a lot of the available bandwidth, which is a shame. But we'll see. bit too much range there. I often overestimate the bullet drop on guns and Enlisted. It's very, very, well, at these ranges, there's not a lot of drop at all, which is difficult to adjust to. Always takes me a while, because I've only really played shooters before that have, well, artificially, sort of, well, a lot of bullet drop, which is not really the case. So, it's a nice change with Enlisted, even though it's not quite, I guess, what I'm used to. We'll see. I don't know who was hitting me before. Still not quite used to the layout of this map. Maybe I can go over here a bit. The wrecks or something. Yeah, I'll ask if it... I'll see if they're doing anything. They should be wrapping up now, as it's 6 PM and this is when we get off work. But not for streamers. Sad. Okay, so 2 Panzer IVs, that's not very good, as I'm quite open ground right now. I should probably have, well, sure I didn't keep one of the PPSH guys alive. It was a bad flick. I like flicking. Flicking with snipers is one of my favourite things to do in other shooter games. I always try and do that when I can, although I am running out of ammunition here. 4 rounds, like a proper sniper. Okay. Maybe my end soon. Oh, there they are. There's a little bit of lag in the game, I'm noticing. The movement's not quite as smooth as usual. Maybe it's, you know, just had the update, maybe it's the sort of teething period or something like that. But we'll see. Hopefully it cleans up a little bit. It was fine earlier, so perhaps it's just a temperamental thing. There I go. We take out maybe the SKS again. Seems pretty decent for medium range, so we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, quite apprehensive to update the drivers right now because there are a lot of issues with the latest drivers on the group of cards that we have. Especially with War Thunder, it messes with the smoke a lot, and as War Thunder and Enlisted share a lot of assets, it can be tricky. So I don't want to take that risk right now because it's out of our hands. It works. Yeah, I'm not super keen on this fire time right now. 5 rounds is not enough for a semi-auto. I will ask the dudes if we are running low on bandwidth right now. Let's have a look at what I can do. Ripping my legs apart as well on the barbed wire. Lovely stuff. Bear with me a second while I swim into the paddle. One second. Okay, there we go, great. I don't even know if anyone's in the office right now. Maybe it's just the internet at this time. Despite having a business connection, we're not really that lucky when it comes to internet speed. Hey, look at that lag. That took about 5 seconds to register, so maybe there is something going on right now, which is a shame. Usually the way with Enlisted. War Thunder is almost always flawless at this stage, but yeah, it's always a bit tricky with Enlisted. I don't know why. Maybe it's a problem with the Enlisted itself, but can't really say. Yes. Let's see. Okay, right. Look at this one. 500 reserves, and we're taking the point. Should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like it's got it. Don't want to get in too close, though. Just snuck his way behind the pole. Unacceptable. I don't know why I said pole like that either. Very pretentious and posh way of saying it. Strange. There we go. So, another sort of slow game, I guess. Internet wasn't doing me any favours, but... oh well. Let's have another go on the Axis side and see what we can do there. Yeah, it looks like they talk scene right now. No dropped frames on the YouTube side, but a little bit on Twitch. Yeah. It's not as bad as usual, but it's still not too great. So hopefully that sorts itself out in the meantime. I have let people know, but nevertheless, doesn't seem to be fixing itself. We'll see. Hopefully it sorts out, but there's sadly not a lot I can do. Yes, Miles, go and get some shuttle. Whatever shuttle entails. Good luck. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, have a good sleep. I will again wait for the plane as well, the G14 here. We can see how the new rail map looks if the internet holds out, which right now it's looking like it isn't, but we'll see. We will see. We will see. Okay, so in the meantime, with this 30 seconds of countdown, I'll have a look at the chat. What do we got? Grab a beer. Now I'll get shouted at if I have a beer. It's on work time, so unacceptable. Even though I technically finished work an hour ago, but, well, not really an hour ago, a few minutes ago. We always work a few hours extra on Fridays, and Thursdays for the stream, so sadly not. I've just got my coffee and my, well, vaguely fizzy water, so let's see. Okay. So this is the 109 with pods here. Let's see if we can have a fight. Let's see. Hello, head of my pilot. That sort of shocked me for a second there. Let's see. Doesn't look like we've got any enemies, but I'm hoping that the splash of these cannons is going to do some work against infantry. No one else yet. It's going to be quite difficult to get some decent work, and the cockpit here is not quite giving me quite as much visualization, well, view, I guess, as opposed to the King Cobra, unfortunately. But it's still not bad. It's better than the early 109 cockpit. Yeah, Lemon as well. I'm on the other side. I'm usually on the other side of the screen, but I moved myself over just because, I mean, I think it's sort of human nature now to look left to right. And I think it just looks a bit weird to have the kind of talking head on the other side, so I moved myself temporarily for the time being. No enemies, unfortunately. I was really hoping to have a nice dogfight, but sadly not. And because a lot of the map here takes place inside, I don't have much to shoot at. Well, that's a shame. You can sort of get a look of the 109 in any case, and I guess see how it's working, but how it's looking, etc. But sadly, nothing to shoot at in the air, which is a shame. Maybe I'll just sort of crash myself again. Don't know if I can even strafe through the roof. Probably not. Ah well. Maybe I will. Should I crash? I'll crash. Go on then. It's more visually interesting than pressing a button to kick myself out anyway. Game is coming along well though? Yeah, it is. I think it is. It's not doing too bad. I think we've got... Oh, I managed to get inside there through the roof. Very cool. Okay. Excellent. Let's try out this Polish rifle again. Yeah, it's coming a long way. It's come a really long way since the start of its development. And constant improvements. The dev team are really on top of everything, really. Which is great. There's a lot of work being done on things, which is really great to see. The sights here are really screwing me up. as you can see, they're really really sort of small here. I really like pronounced sights, and so this is not really the most ideal firearm for me right now. But yeah, I'm really not doing great with the lag right now. But there's nothing I can really do. It's depending on what my colleagues are doing with the internet, and well, if it's even that. I'm not really sure. We do sometimes get issues later on in the day with internet, just because German internet in general is not really that astute, but still, it's a shame, but not a lot I can do right now, unfortunately. The benefit of having Mike here when something like this happened is that one of us can sort of have a chat while the other shouts at the other staff to, I guess, stop using all the bandwidth, but oh well. Hopefully it's not too bad. Maybe we'll call it after this then if it doesn't sort itself out. Maybe it's just sort of that time of day. It does happen in the evening, which is a shame. It doesn't help with changing the server, I'm afraid. We've tried that before. It makes absolutely no difference. Believe me, we have tried for hours and hours and hours to fix the internet problems while streaming Enlisted. Nothing helps it. It all just depends on, well, it's mostly just luck from the looks of it, but yeah, this is the first time ever playing this map, so I have no idea where I'm going or what the sight lines are, but hopefully I won't do too badly. Seems like this is a very strong choke point. I do like this gun though. MP40, this always reminds me of the strong days of playing World at War. Because I believe this modification of the MP40 was an upgrade in World at War, where it was like the extended mag upgrade, and you could use this one, and that was really like, that was my jam. That was absolutely my jam in a World at War, so I really, really like that. It's nice to see it again here. German internet in general is really good. It's literally just the internet with streaming in the evening. Generally speaking, there's little issues at all, but it's just yeah, a bit tricky right now, unfortunately, which is a shame. Yeah, sadly not a lot I can do, but let's take a look at this MG34. As you can see, the sight, I'm not the biggest fan of. That's like half the screen is taken up by this dead zone, which is a bit of a shame. But there's a lot to like in terms of the actual performance of the weapon itself. Click fast enough, which I can't right now, because I believe we're not getting the best feedback in terms of the game right now. Because, yeah, we're cutting about 90% of the bit rate for the Twitch server right now, and it is picking up in game as well, which is a bit of a shame. I might have to cut it after this, because it doesn't look like I'll be able to, well, not really a very good viewing experience, I suppose. Game look like it's performing at its best when there's so much staggering in the frames and stuff, which is a shame. What do you do for work, Oxy? This. I work here and do lots of different jobs. This isn't like a freelance thing. This is streaming as part of my job here at Gaijin, which we do, well, I do 3 times a week. Mike does 2 times a week. We all do it, well, Thursday and Friday we do it together. And on Monday it's just me, which is a sort of little subtle, well, more subtle, I guess, talk show style thing on War Thunder. So we sort of answer some questions about the game. Kind of chill, like it's not really super intensive. It's quite quiet for a couple of hours. It's answering questions about the game, and you know, just sort of having quite a chill little Monday. Thursday, of course, is War Thunder, where we well, just sort of play whatever with Mike. There's this and Enlisted. Usually it goes a bit better. Sadly, not quite right now. But yeah, that's the sort of schedule we have right now. Yeah, not very nice internet right now, I suppose. It is crippling. So what I'll probably do is I'll do one more giveaway, and we'll call it for now, because there's no point sort of, I guess, drawing this out for any much longer. It will be quite laggy. What should we do for another one? Because it's going to be quite difficult to do giveaways on on Twitch, but hopefully if I'm not on the game itself, it will be a little bit better. So I'll close that down for now. And yeah, it's still that's a lot of drop frames. A lot of drop frames. Terrible. So, nevertheless, let's do one more final quick giveaway. 2 more of the new engineer squads, and then we will call it for today, I think. So what can we what can we do? Actually, is there any point? Because it looks like the Twitch chat is very much gone at this point, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe no. Maybe we can do one more. Maybe we can drop a couple of codes in the chat or something. Yeah. It seems like Twitch maybe has died, which is a shame. Okay. Maybe no more giveaways then. Sad. We'll do more next time to make up for it. Because it does look like it's pretty much gone at this point, which is a shame. Always the case with Enlisted, very typical. Maybe someone is downloading something or doing something. Okay. Well, there we go. There's some chat here. Some chat coming through on YouTube, Twitch rather. Yeah, the fighter planes aren't really that good in the cities, which is a shame. There's not a lot they can do on the strafing front, but the fighters are very, very powerful against other fighters, which is definitely something. Can we get the Firefly in the Normandy campaign? Maybe. It's definitely something to suggest, I guess, but not sure if it's planned for the time being, but certainly not impossible. Chat's fine. Streaming's freezing hard, yeah. Just for the sake of, I guess, I don't know. It's not going quite well right now in terms of the internet, so I think I'll probably cut it here and we can pick it up next week. Because, you know, I don't want to try doing giveaways when because YouTube has the delay, and on Twitch, if it's only some people are able to watch it, it kind of stops becoming quite fair. So maybe I'll sort of cut it for today. I think we'll do that then. Don't worry, I won't forget. Hopefully, I will do double the giveaways on the next stream next Friday, just to make up for it, because, you know, not really fair if only some people can really take part, which is a shame. But anyway, yeah, let's wind down, I guess, if any of you are still here, and well, segue to the weekend, which is, well, now effectively quite exciting. We'll see. Yeah, it looks pretty much dead at this front, which is a shame. I'll cut it for now then. Yeah, sorry if I can't answer any of your questions. It looks like the YouTube, the Twitch is just not really having a great time. So, well, if you're listening on YouTube and Twitch as well, but mostly YouTube, because I imagine on Twitch you probably can't hear me very well. I'll see you all on Monday, and then Thursday and Friday for War Thunder and Enlisted. So thank you for tuning in. It's only been a little while because the internet is awful right now, but nevertheless, thank you for being here. And yeah, sorry it's been short. Sorry it's not been sort of the most engaging stream, as it were, but not a lot I can do on the internet front right now, which is a shame. Anyway, have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next week, and thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.